इस सोलर पॉलिसी के तहत जो जो लोग अपने घर के ऊपर सोलर पैनल लगाएंगे उनका बिजली का बिल जीरो हो जाएगा।
Zero electricity bills. That's what the Delhi government says you could get if you install solar rooftop panels under the new Delhi Solar Policy 2024. Basically, those installing solar panels will get generation-based incentives, which means the more solar energy you make, the more money you get. They get capital subsidies, and if they're generating extra energy, they can even sell that energy. Let's first try to understand the math behind the Delhi government zero power bill pitch. So basically, the scheme is linked to power production. Suppose you use 400 units of power every month and you installed a solar panel of 2 kilowatts. This would generate on average about 220 units of solar power. This will now be adjusted through net metering, which means you're using about 180 units per month. In Delhi, those using under 200 kilowatts anyway get free electricity. Now, the cost of installing a 2 kilowatt solar unit is about 1,20,000 rupees. The cost of 400 units of electricity in Delhi is 1,800 rupees, and the solar panels can last about 20 years. So if you stick to the power usage and generation limits and hence have zero power bills, the money you spent will be equated within about 5 to 6 years. That's the math, though of course conditions apply. This will ultimately depend on your consumption and also your generation. Let's also look at other parts of the new bill. As part of the generation-based incentive, you get 3 rupees per unit for small rooftop plants. So if the power you're generating is more than what you're using, you get paid for it. Also, unlike the 2016 rule, there is no condition on the minimum amount of power that needs to be generated to avail these incentives. Earlier, you had to produce at least 1,100 units per year to get these. Also, now these incentives get credited every month as opposed to bi-yearly as earlier. A couple of other changes are that if you don't have the facility to install a solar rooftop at your own house, you can still be part of a community that does and still get the incentives. You will also be able to sell any excess energy generated to other consumers in Delhi. Those who opt for this scheme will get a capital subsidy of Rs 2,000 per kilowatt of installation up to Rs 10,000 per consumer. This is in addition to the subsidies given by the centre, which is 16 to 18,000 rupees per kilowatt. The Delhi government will also publish a list of authorized vendors on their website for the solar panel installations. While the Delhi government has tried to do away with the problem areas of the 2016 policy, its actual success will of course depend on how readily people agree to install these solar panels.